Friends, I did it. I ordered the top 10 best-selling denim out there that's available right now. And I am trying them all on, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on which ones are worth it, which ones I totally disagree with the reviews on, and which I think are absolutely worth a purchase. So I'm going to rank these puppies in descending order. We're gonna start with the ones that I didn't love down to my very favorite. And if you stay to the end of the video, I am going to give you the newest, hottest denim trend for 2026. And some of you are gonna be thrilled to see this trend, and others of you are going to scream at your computer when you see this trend, so we'll jump in. Also, just a couple of notes before we get started. For simplicity's sake, I ordered the same size as my true size, 27 or size 4 in every single pair, just so that I could really compare fits and structure and types of denim and all of that. There's a wide range of fits. We have everything from baggy down to a straight leg to a barrel leg. You'll see a little bit of all of it, but I wanted to give things that I felt like are your true, you would wear every day kind of denim, not something that's super trendy. There's nothing with crazy prints or a ton of destruction or any of the real trendy details. It's trying to give you the basics, which pair of jeans is really gonna be best for everyday wear. So this pair came up on, I was doing my little research on all the best selling denim. This pair came up for several different retailers multiple times. This is the, I don't know if you pronounce it a gold or a goldie or some other thing that I don't really know that much about this denim brand. I just know that this is one that kept coming up over and over. And I am putting this at number 10, meaning it was my least favorite of all of them for multiple reasons. First of all, this is the most expensive pair in the entire haul. I think this one is right over the $200 mark, which that's a pretty expensive pair of jeans to me. And I feel like my expectations were really, really high based on the fact that this kept coming up as something that people loved. I've seen it all over social media. Expectations were high, and for the price point, I really needed it to deliver. And I just really felt like these did not. First of all, sizing wise, I got my true size 27, and this is the only pair of jeans that I dang near couldn't even include in this video because I almost could not get them buttoned. Like, Cody had to literally help me physically pull them so that we could get them buttoned. So they certainly run on the small side. So would I have liked them better had I sized up one? Maybe, but a couple of other things that I just don't love about these. First of all, the price point is a little too high for me. For a pair of denim, I think you could get really good quality denim that doesn't have to cost you $200. The other thing about these, it's not just that they run tight, it's the fact that this has absolutely zero stretch to the material. Now, I like a structured jean. A lot of like Abercrombie's, I'm gonna talk about some of their denim in a couple of minutes, and Levi, they tend to have that more structured denim that gives you that flattering look and doesn't stretch out a ton, but I need to like be able to breathe just a little bit. And the fact that these were tight and they had no stretch, these are just like top tier discomfort level to me, and that is a no-go, especially if I'm spending up for jeans. The next pair is this one from Gap. This is their baggy mid-rise. I am putting these in at number 9 for me personally. Now, of course, some of this is personal preference. You may love a low rise, a mid rise, a high rise. You may love a baggy fit. It kind of is personal preference. For me, these miss the mark a little bit. Now, they do have over 1,500 reviews, and most of those are 5 and 4 star reviews. So these are very highly reviewed, and I can see why. They're an incredibly soft denim. So these are complete opposite end of the spectrum from the ones that I just shared. These are much more flexible. They're much stretchier. They are very comfortable on. So if comfort is top priority, I do think these are a good one as far as comfort goes. I personally do not like a mid-rise, and these are labeled as a mid-rise, and to me, you can see how they look on me. I would call these more of a low-rise. I felt like they were just above my butt crack, to be honest with you. Like if I bend down in these, I feel like they're gonna be on the low-rise side. So I don't know that I would categorize these as mid. I would say they're more low. And now that I've gotten used to a high-rise denim and how that feels on me, I just prefer that far and away. Now there are some mid-rise I'll talk about in a minute that I felt like are a little bit better placement. These I was getting low-rise vibes and it just wasn't comfortable to me. I always feel like I get more of like a muffin top situation in a low-rise pair of jeans. And I did get my true size 27 in these, but I got these in a short length. I am 5'3", so I kind of can go either direction. Sometimes I need to get petite length depending on the brand. Sometimes I get regular length. For the future, I would get these in a regular length, but they're a little short on me. I do like the baggy fit. They just weren't my favorite overall. Okay, moving into most of the ones that I really liked. I actually had trouble kind of categorizing these and prioritizing them because other than those first two pairs that were just an immediate no for me, I felt like the rest of these, there were a lot of things that I like about them, and based on what kind of fit you want, I feel like you're not gonna necessarily make a wrong move here. So I was getting a little nitpicky on what was making me put them in this order, but this is the Everlane barrel jean, or I think they call this the way curve jean or way high jean. This one is a barrel leg, and I would say this is more on the dramatic barrel fit. Like it is a little bit wider through the leg. I've got some other barrel jeans that are a little bit more subtle. I do love the way that these feel. They are very soft and comfortable, and this is a pricier brand. So again, this is, I think, the second most expensive pair maybe in this haul. So expectations were pretty high on these. I do feel like they delivered on the quality of the fabric and the fit itself. These are also very close to 100% cotton. I think they're 98% cotton, 2% elastane. So they have just that little bit of stretch that's just enough. The reason that I'm putting these in a little bit lower on the list for me is I just feel like the barrel leg is a little bit trendier. And if I'm going for something that I want to spend up for and really be able to wear long term, I do feel like this is a style that may not be around in a couple of years. However, I do like the behind of these. I think these are very flattering on. And if more natural fabrics are a high priority to you, I think this is the pair I would recommend for that. The Abercrombie 90s relaxed fit. This one has gone so viral, and particularly the curve love fit, which I love that Abercrombie started including curve love into some of their denim fits. So they have their normal fit, and then they have a curve love option for pretty much every style of denim on their website. This is fantastic for all those people out there who have a similar body type to myself, where my waist is a little bit smaller and I carry my weight in my hips, my butt, and my thighs, and I need a little bit of extra room there. That is what this fit, the curve love, is designed to do. Be a little bit slimmer at the waist and give that little bit of extra room in the thigh, hip, and butt. So this is one of their more relaxed fits. All of their denim tends to have this more structured feel. It is not as structured as the gold pair, and I would say this is pretty similar to like a Levi if you've tried Levi on. They have just enough that they're comfortable to wear, but they are a little bit more of a structured fit. This is relaxed all the way down, which I love. It kind of gives that baggy look without being too baggy. The only reason that these aren't even higher on the list for me is I felt like I was having a little bit of excess material here. So you can see as I'm walking, it's kind of giving like a line right here. And I feel like that's just a little bit of a fit issue for me. Now, I don't know had I not done the curve love if they would have fit a little bit better. They were perfect at the waistline, and I felt like they fit nicely on the butt, but something about through this region, I just felt like it needed to be a little bit slimmer right there so that I didn't have that wrinkling and dimpling as I was walking. I will say the sizing on these is very true to size. I get the 27s. This one in Abercrombie, I tend to get the short length, and it fits perfectly on me at 5'3". This particular style is cuffed. It came cuffed. However, this is not sewn in, so you can take this down. Since it's a raw hem, you can even cut it if you want more of an ankle jean. And then of course it comes in tons of wash options and some that are hemmed at the bottom as well. This is probably the most popular denim fit that Levi has maybe ever sold. These have been around for years and years and years, and they continue to stay popular. This is the 501 original straight leg fit. This to me is the ultimate everyday, wear it all the time kind of jean. There's nothing trendy about it. There's nothing that's going to be out of style in a couple of years, and they're a really good fit. I honestly didn't think I was going to like these as much as I did when I pulled them out of the package. I was like, I don't know. Once I put them on, they quickly moved to higher on the list for me just because of the fit. I love this color. The wash is a great everyday kind of casual wash. These are a straight leg, and these are a true straight leg. There's nothing wide leg about this. It's not as skinny, but it is nice and slim all the way down. And the main thing that I love about these is the booty. These are, I think, the most flattering from behind on me, and they just really give that good lift. The pocket placement and everything on the butt is just very, very flattering on. So these are a really good find for me. I had a couple that I liked even better personally, but if you're looking for a simple straight leg, I think you'll be very happy with these. Number 4, you're getting a little bit of a twofer here because these are the Madewell barrel leg jeans. These are some that I actually already owned and have loved, and I've got 2 different options in fit for these. So there's the darted barrel leg, which is this one, and then I have a pieced barrel leg. To me, if you want to test out the barrel trend, or if you're liking those, to me, this is a better option than the Everlane ones. It's just a little bit less dramatic. I don't know that anyone would know that these are barrel leg unless you're really kind of keeping an eye out for that trend. To me, these fit almost more like a straight leg. They just have that little bit of detailing here with the darting. I have had these since July. I got these in the Nordstrom sale. I don't know if the olive green is available anymore, but I wanted to share these because they do come in traditional denim colors and a black denim too. And I love, love, love the fit of these. These are more of a mid-rise, I would say, but they're not a low rise. So they're hitting just below the belly button, which gives you that nice pulled in feeling, but it isn't a high rise if you don't like how those feel. These do run on the big side. So since I already owned these, this is the only pair that I have the size 26 in, and I would definitely size down 1 in this fit. These I also absolutely love. These are their pieced barrel legs. So they have the additional fabric here on the side. I got these with my Christmas money this year, and I have already worn the heck out of them. Madewell's denim, they're not gonna fail you. It's going to last you so long. The quality on their denim is amazing. These are a higher price point, but I have had every pair of Madewell jeans I have ever purchased, I have had for at least 5 years, and they have held up really, really well. These have a good amount of stretch to them without being where they're gonna stretch out and look all baggy and saggy by the end of the day. I have worn these multiple times, and I think I've only washed them once. You don't need to wash them to retain the shape even after wearing. And I also love the back placement of the pockets on a Madewell jean. If you're someone that has a bigger booty like myself, I feel like this just gives a really flattering look to the behind area. And this pair, for whatever reason, I do have my true size 27, so the fits are a little different on these, just be aware of that. The Levi baggy dad jeans are way high up on the list for me. I highly agree with the good ratings on these. So you get the flattering behind, kind of like the 501s. There's not quite as much lift in these just because of the fit of them, but then you get this really comfortable, relaxed fit. So if you are looking for a casual everyday jean, something that's a little bit baggier, something that feels a little bit more lived in, this would be my top recommendation for that vibe and that style. I got the 27 by 30, so 30 length inseam here, and they fit perfectly with a flat at 5'3". I also really like the wash on these, and Levi is another one kind of similar to Abercrombie. They don't have a ton of stretch, but they have just enough, and especially in this relaxed fit, that they're very comfortable to wear. These are also a mid-rise, but to me, these are fitting as a true mid-rise, not a low-rise. They're just below the belly button, and it's the perfect rise, especially if you want something that isn't super high up and is gonna feel like it's crushing your ribs, but doesn't feel like you're gonna be gaping at the back every time you bend down either. Number 3 is actually the pair of jeans that I'm wearing right now. I have had these for over a year, and this is probably the fit that I have purchased the most and worn the most. So they definitely get high ratings from me. This is the Abercrombie 90s straight leg jean. These went viral. Maybe it was like the beginning of 2025. People were obsessed with this fit, and I still think it really, really holds up. This is kind of similar to the Levi 501, but these have a little bit more relaxed fit through the leg and the straight leg. The opening of the bottom of them is a little bit wider. To me, the 501s are verging on being a skinny jean almost. These are a true straight leg all the way down. Now, the pair that I have does have destruction in them. I didn't want to reorder a different pair of these since I already own this fit to show you, but I don't even know if the ones with destruction are available anymore. They do have lots of other washes. So if you hate, I know that some of you are very, very offended by destruction in jeans. If you hate that, just try to look at the overall fit and just know that there are lots of washes and colors available. This was more of my, like, I wear these with a tank and sandals a ton in the summertime, light wash, kind of spring, summer, casual jean, but you can definitely do these in a darker wash. They have a black, and dress these up even for workwear or date night as well. This is the other pair that I am personally pretty partial to, so they definitely ranked very high on my list. I put these at number 2, and these are the Quince wide leg jeans. I have talked about these so many times on here, and luckily I am not the only one who loves these. These have a ton of very high reviews and ratings. People love the Quince jeans. I have them in a straight leg, which I love, but the wide leg has been the one that I have worn the most and has been my favorite denim purchase personally of 2025. I just think they are so well made, and these are incredibly comfortable. They have a little bit more stretch than most of the denim that I've talked about today, for sure more than the Abercrombie or the Levi jeans. They've got quite a bit of stretch to them, so they're very comfortable, but somehow, some way, they have constructed these and manufactured these to where they don't look saggy and gross by the end of the day. That's one of my big pet peeves about a comfortable, stretchy jean. I don't want it to look all horrible by the end of the day, or after I just get in the car for an hour and then I show up somewhere and suddenly the knees and the butt are completely saggy. These maintain their shape very well while having that really comfortable feel. I think they're super flattering on the butt, and these are pretty long on me. I got the regular length in these, and I do wear these with a heel or a boot typically. Sometimes I do them with a flat, but they're a little long on me at 5'3" for reference. This came as a complete shock to me, but coming in hot at number 1 on my list is the American Eagle curvy, baggy, straight jean. Now, if you would have told me when I made the order and I got my list all together and I was looking through all the best-selling options, which ones would have been my personal favorite, I would have put these at the very end of the list. I'm usually not the hugest fan of American Eagle jeans. I used to work there, side note, way back in the day, and I just always felt like their denim was a little subpar, especially when you compare it to like an Abercrombie or a Levi or some of the more well-known denim brands. But these are amazing. They were the first pair I tried on, and it's kind of like when you go wedding dress shopping or something. It's like the first one you try on, you just keep thinking about, and you're like, wait, nothing is as good as that pair. That's what happened with these. I feel like these are the ultimate everyday jean. These are called Strigid, which I feel like is a great term for them, because they do have the structure, but they don't have that kind of stiff feeling that sometimes a Levi or an Abercrombie can get a little on the stiff side for me. These have comfortability, but just enough structure that they're going to hold their shape and be very flattering. From the front especially, I love the way these lay. Now these are a high rise, which I prefer. They hit a little bit belly button or maybe a touch above the belly button. I did get these in a short length, and it's perfect with flats. If I wanted to wear these more with heels and boots, I would do them in the regular length at 5'3", but since I'm going casual, I really wanted something I could just throw on with mules, flats, sneakers, and I think these are perfect for that. I loved how these looked on the butt. I loved the wash and the fact that they're a baggy, kind of wide leg without being so dramatically wide leg. I just feel like this is the the perfect wear it all the time everyday jean. Now, if you stuck with me to the end of this video, I'm gonna share what denim style is coming back around, yes, back in 2026. And I know that some of you, I feel like I'm in this camp, honestly, sometimes. Some of you are gonna scream about this. The skinny jean is kind of making its way back in. Now, there's some stipulations to it. So obviously skinny jeans a decade ago, that was it. Like, you didn't have a wide leg jean, you didn't have a straight leg, your entire wardrobe was made up of skinny jeans, but things have changed. Then it started being baggy jeans were in, wide leg jeans were in, barrel leg jeans were in, and all those still are, but we're starting to see a little bit of a resurrection of the skinny jean. These I actually do. I was not expecting to like these. I like the fit of this particular pair. So these are what you would call a soft skinny. So these are not the super tapered, skin tight to the ankle feel. These are almost a straight leg, but just a little bit more slim. And when I put these on, I was like, okay, 2026, I kind of get it, because these are actually very flattering on and they're super comfortable to wear. And I like having an option that I could wear if I needed to do, or if I wanted to do boots over the top, or honestly, even with my Uggs, like my mini Uggs. I don't like doing those with a wide leg or a baggy jean. I just feel like they look kind of awkward and I never know if I'm trying to tuck or untuck or what I'm doing with the bottom of them. I like that these are just slim enough that they just fit perfectly with an Ugg or a boot, like a Chelsea boot. So you might see some more of these this year. Obviously, if you're a hard no on this trend, then just pass it by. Or if you kept your skinny jeans from 2026, it may be time to bring them back out. That's a wrap on all of the denim finds for the new year. Hopefully I have helped you find your new favorite pair that you can wear over and over again. I do feel like everything I showed here is high quality and the price points are pretty reasonable for most of them. So I will link everything in that video description or in the shopping tags, and I'll see you next time.